articulate with your thighs. So try to get, of course, all of us have ripped six packs. So it's really hard to do. But sit back as far as you can until when you breathe in through your belly, you can feel it against your thighs. You there? Okay, now I want you to put your elbows down. Now what I want you to do in that position, let's bring your knees closer together. Even closer. You want to have your knees about shoulder width. Elbows in, let's go like you're going to do a plank. Okay, now what you're going to do is I want you to think about pulling your elbows towards you, just like that, but don't actually move them, just kind of put some tension. Now I want you to breathe, and as you breathe, I want this part of your spine to round out so that we can actually see my hand move. There you go. And down. Good. Now that's really good. Everyone can see that hand move, right? She's breathing into her entire thoracic cavity through the belly. Now here's the thing. Thank you very much. Keep that ball. So what
squeezing the ball really, really tight. Arms to legs. And then I'm going to move her around. Because na nakawece.
You're going to go with your climb. Hold on. Don't go yet. Don't go yet.
So yeah.
Once you come, one hand and lie it on the ground, just like this. Rest it. It doesn't. You're not doing anything crazy. You're going to rest it on the ground. Now you're going to turn your head and look into your armpit as hard as you can. So hands resting. Look into that armpit as hard as you can. It's very important we do that. We're going to take this hand and we're going to start reaching across your body. And I mean reaching as if I've got $100,000 in a briefcase right over here. Now as you do this, we're not going to throw the arm over. We're not going to, our legs, by the way, I forgot to mention, I just injected your legs with Novocaine. Can't move your legs at all. Nothing from the legs. Very loose. And you're going to reach now. A lot of people can't do this. So we're going to now reach. There you go. Reach. Reach. Very good. See this motion. Keep reaching. Reach harder. Try to reach my hand. Reach my hand. That's, you can do it. Reach my hand. Reach. Reach my hand. Reach. Reach. Nice job. Nice job. Now, good hand. Nice. This stays put until she gets to a point, and then all of a sudden the spine says, wait a minute, I'm twisting. I need some help from all the other muscles that help stabilize. She'll cross her midline. All of a sudden, everything else will fire up reflexively. Her shoulders will go first, and then her hips will naturally follow, and she'll flop over. Okay, now we have to come back. So she's going to take, I want you to look at your hand. And so relax. So look at your hand. So we're going to come back the other way. Same thing. Now keep reaching those knuckles at me. Push those knuckles at me. Push those knuckles. Don't kick that leg. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. There you go. Good. So you saw how that, now here's the thing in the room. Most men in this room will struggle. That's called the extension pattern. Coming back. Most men will struggle with the extension pattern. Most people will struggle with this is called the flexion. This is what we're going to see. And if you're coaching your person, this is what I want you to look for. As she's reaching across here, look for this leg pushing into the ground and look for this. Look for this motion. I'll show you right here. Look for it being here, being here. 90% of the people in this room are going to try to roll over like that. Because we don't trust all we've done. So we're like, okay, I need to stabilize spine. Go to the rectus abdominis. It'll somehow do it. We want to be here, reach, 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 reach until you reach a critical mass. And then it rolls over. It should literally flop. So as we're going, I'll walk around and try to find like a mountain climber. Now actually I'm just going to have you do this one at a time because I want your partner to look at something. You're going to come down and up. Come back together, down and up. So opposite. So right, left, left, right. Does that make sense to everybody? So I'm reaching opposite. What I want you to look for, if I were to do this from a standing position, your hips can move and should move a little bit. However, if it turns into this, it means that the spine's just like, hey, I can't maintain what's going on in the middle. I'm just going to go ahead and bend whichever way the hips are going. So look at the hips should articulate, but if you notice differences in the sides. Notice if one side hikes way up, the other side doesn't. Look for these little things. So we're just gonna line your stomach, watch your partner, get 10 of them, and then switch.
Okay.
So this would actually reach up, as that means. So if this knee comes up,
Yes.
then this arm would reach forward. Reaching right and left. I want you to look for a couple things to see if our anterior posterior core works together. I want you to look for this. What's happening here? Am I actually stabilizing anything?
Yeah.
No, I'm just here. So, but now it doesn't have to be perfectly here, but I have to make sure it's here. Also, I want you to see that the shoulder's over the hand, and I want that leg completely straight, and that hip should not be here. That toe should be down. I want you to hold that for 10 seconds. Stabilize through here. So it's going into position. If this heel comes way up above the glute, which we see all the time, does your glute can extend your leg like a contortionist? No. As soon as I get about 20 degrees past my hip, it has to be my lumbar that's extending. So whenever I do this with my clients, I'm going to have that heel even with the glute. All right, now I want you to tilt your hips down just a little bit. There you go, good. And again, I'm splitting hairs here, but if we're going to do this exercise, we need to know that it's doing it well. So if you see that happening, first get into the right position here. Long, everything is even. Hand here, rotate down, rotate up, just like that. Here we go, let's see it. Let's go. Touch, opposites. Touch, pause right there, your weight should be over. Touch, come forward, pause, touch. Now we're going to do that backwards. Everybody shake your left hand, shake your right knee. Those are going to move first. So going backwards. Touch. 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 And go back. Pause. And down. I don't want to see any butts in the air just like this. 2 inches. Nice flat back. We're going to go. Touch. 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 None of this. We're going to stay here like this. We're going to touch. Shoulders up, very good. Now all I want you to do, without moving anything else, is just lift your knees off the ground. There you go. So all the way to straight legs. That's how you set up for a plank. Because what that does, and I'll set my client's feet against the wall. Okay, so come back down. So he's here, legs are bigger than I am, and just straighten up here. We have to control where this is, because now shift back. If you're too far back here, then it ends up being a totally different thing. His shoulders come up around his ears, and they go way far forward. If you go way far forward, he's just resting, and his lumbar spine is sagging. So come back here. All right, so we're going to first set up. So go and bring your knees down. Okay, next, we're going to breathe. Okay, so what I want you to do is, this is I'm going to show you a tension plank. If someone has high blood pressure, if someone's pregnant, if they're pregnant, you shouldn't be doing planks necessarily. But if someone has heart problems or something, no, we don't want to do something that makes the valve come up. And I want you to take in, you're going to come up, and I want you to, there you go, good. Big breath through here, tight. There you go. There you go, good. He's controlling his breathing. I'm seeing good quality breath. Now bring your knees down again. Okay, now this is the final. So we got him set up, we got him breathing. Now when you come up into this plank, you're going to tighten every muscle in your body. And when I say tighten, I mean like you're Superman or Superwoman. A bullet is going to bounce off of this part of your body. I'm talking about pull your elbows down towards your hips. Pull your elbows down towards your hips. Do this motion. Everybody say it. Pull your elbows down towards your hips. We don't think about that when we're doing crunches. It's when we're doing planks. It's so important. He's going to pull his elbows down towards his hips. He's going to make sure. Now I want you to look at the shoulder blades. Now sink your shoulder blades together. Other way. There you go. If this happens, can I stabilize my lumbar spine? I can't. Now protract them. So come all the way up. We want to see an almost protracted position. Now this takes a while to work. I work with this in my clients now, but keeping your shoulder blades actually away from each other. So the serratus has to fire up. Something very important for able to stabilize our upper body. We're going to make our glutes tight, our quads as tight as possible. So, if anything we're to think about, I want your quads to burn after these 20-second planks. I want your quads to burn. So if you're the coach, here's what you're going to do. So you're going to do all those things. So you're going to come on up. Good. Put your elbows towards your spine. I want you to breathe. Tighten up. I'm going to go around and just meditate your shoulder blades away from each other. I'm going to hit him. Tighten up. Tighten up. Watch. If he's tight where he needs to be tight, he won't even feel this. All right, 10 more seconds. Come on, 9. Tighten up those glutes. 8, 7, 6. Last. Come on. 5, 4. Tighten up. 3, 2. Tighten up and relax. How's that feel? Everything moves together. Good. Opposite leg, opposite. Shoulders up there. Move forward. Move forward. There you go. Move your shoulder. There you go. Make sure their shoulders are over their hands. Control. Have them hold for 3 seconds. Good. I saw a lot of this. I want you to feel like you're way forward. Just like that. Here we go. This out in front of my body. What does my body want to do? It wants to do that because my spine's like saying, oh my gosh, now I gotta hold this up. I'm going and I'm holding this ball under a waterfall. And the waterfall's going like this. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand up and we're just gonna press out, hold for 3 seconds, and then come back. Come out, 1, 2, 3. Now watch your client. We don't want this. Like that. We want, obviously we don't want this. We want, just like that. Let's hold it for 5 seconds. Let's make it fun. You're going to come down to your, don't let this happen. Keep your chest forward. Come down, pull it to your chest, turn and push it away from your body at the top and hold it for 3 seconds. Pull it down to your chest. Slowly push it down, just like that. Now what I'm looking for, I don't want to see this. I want to see this. Your spine is just straight up. All right, so let's go and go. 1, get 5 to each side. Stand super tall. Here we go. And go. Good. Watch for this. Watch for this. Doing this. That's not a bad thing, by the way. However, if we're truly teaching a stability, because at the same time, we need our clients to rotate. We need them to be able to control that rotation. Does that make sense? Because if we're constantly just doing this, well, that's a good pattern. But they need to be able to control that so that when they're going to grab a sock out of the dryer, they can control that pattern. So what I want you to do is we're going to move our feet together. You're going to do 5 chops to each side, and then you're going to take your foot behind the other foot and do 5 chops to each side. Watch for this. All right, here we go.
This is a weighted ball. תנסי את זה ברגליים כמו מכרע. מכרע, כן. These are called chops.
So I try to train from a position that I want to be in. So if I walk around, if I'm in a controlled situation, I want my posture. So I don't get this. Okay, so just think about those. So who knows? It's a little different when we slow things down and we actually said, wait a minute, what is my core doing? A little bit. When I say go, we're going to start shuffling around the room. All right, so you're going to kind of bounce. Now, here's what I want to see, though. I don't want to see. I want to see hands on your head. Just like that, like I have a cup of water in your head. We're going to go for 30 seconds shuffling in the room. Now again, this is up to you to not, because I can't cue 150 or how many people. So it's not, I should be able to put cups of water on each elbow and have us move around. And if I say hands up, we're going to go hands up, and I shouldn't see hands doing that. Okay, so hands behind your head. Running around the room. Everybody 2 inches taller. Everyone needs to grow 2 inches. Everybody needs to grow 2 inches. Everybody needs to grow 2 inches. That's it, good. Look at those elbows bouncing around. I shouldn't see a lot of elbows bouncing around. Happens. So instead of being skips turn into, oh my goodness, now I gotta be here. So it just teaches our torso. Does that make sense, everybody? And I'll have when I'm working with my clients, if they're gonna do a run, I never tell my clients, hey, just go run around the block. Go run. Even when they're doing something passive, let's say I'm just having them run 50 yards, there's an opportunity to learn. So I'm having them do something. Ankle's got to come towards the knee. We're going to take your arms out of the run so that your spine can learn what to do. Because a lot of people that hate to run, it's because they're not stable. There is rotation with running. There is. If anybody says there isn't, they're wrong. But rotation, everybody see the people that... We see it all the time and they hate to run. Well, yeah, because you're double working. When they put their hands behind their head, it becomes really obvious to them because they can see them. They're not out of sight, out of mind. They can see it. So that it helps them learn to stabilize to their interior. Make sense? Okay, so and any of those chops we can do from the standing position, but just things like skips, shuffles, runs. But we can't just say, do it. Hey, go run with your hands behind your head. Yeah, we still have to coach it. But they learn a lot. Okay, I'm coming down. Wow, my spine is against gravity right here. I'm going to load up on something. I need to lift it, my glutes. A deadlift is going to do more for our core than a crunch. And that's what most people like, well, we didn't do our core. A deadlift is going to do 1,000 times more for your core than a crunch ever will. So deadlifts used to be considered like a taboo type of thing. Oh, it's going to hurt your back. Well, yes, if you have clients that have no mobility, you're going for a straight bar type of thing. But now they're using them in therapy, in physical therapy. You know why? Because how do our clients spend most of their day? Here. Well, let's strengthen them here. Okay, so things like that. Even, there's push-ups. Oh my gosh. After doing everything we just did, you see how push-ups are an unbelievable core exercise? Don't make push-ups a chest exercise anymore. Make them a core exercise. Just by changing the name of it, just by changing the focus, you'll have more clients be able to do them very quickly. Because it's almost as pure as you can get. Anytime we can carry heavy stuff. So we're having our clients either carry it here, carrying it in one hand particularly, because it's making them stay upright, called model walks. To grab onto dumbbells as heavy as their hands will hold on to. With all my clients up to 65 years old, everything up to 50 pounds is fair game. You know why I use that number? Until TSA changes their baggage requirements and they continue to travel, then they will need to be able to lift up to 50 pounds and walk with it. So as soon as they go to complain, because yeah, the hands and everything, so they go to complain and say, well, hey, if you're going to travel, but anytime we walk, now this is not a good carry. Constantly cueing, taller, 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 so that they're here. Again, what has to happen? What does my spine want to do? This. I have to stay upright. And also, can I do this if I'm carrying? I can't. Pretty soon, my traps just say, screw this. I can't do this forever. So it's one of the better posture exercises we found. Lunges. If we have people just being able to lunge and not doing this, or even if someone can't go all the way down, just what's happening at their spine. It's okay if they're coming forward a little bit here, as long as it's not this. Does that make sense? We can make sure that our clients have great cores. They're staying safe. They're protecting their spine. They're doing all these good things. We can do that just by having a little bit better of an eye and slowing things down. Think about the anatomy and think about actually what's going on. And finally, everybody sit down in your rear. Start on your seat on your rear. And you're going to stand up. I don't care how you do it, but you can't use your hands. And go. That's